recording? He puts on my glasses. He put on my glasses, bro.
This is Jed and Fabian's business tips.
Yeah, dude.
3 ways, or 3 fun skills, or 3 helpful tips.
Yeah, sir.
To start a business.
Yeah, sir.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, sir.
This is Motivational Moments.
Yeah, sir.
Talks.
Yeah, sir.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, sir.
Goodbye.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Jed
And Fabian.
Let's go. Welcome back to Motivational Moments.
Yeah.
How have you guys been? I've been fantastic. How have you been, brother?
I've been very well, bro. It has been a long week, a tiring week, feel a bit drained, but I'm glad to be here with my brother.
Oh yeah, I can't lie, it's been a brilliant week. It has been a long one for sure. It's weird because it should have felt like a shorter one, but we just had so much, it was packed up. So yeah, absolutely fantastic week, busy week. But you know what? This is, as we say every single pod, this is the best day of the week. We get to record, we get to share some incredible ideas. And hopefully if you're listening to this, you're feeling the energy that we're feeling.
100%.
That is
Well,
it.
so obviously today, tell the people what is our topic for today, bro. What we talking about? What we sharing with the people? What we trying to motivate them about today?
We're gonna talk about our personal top 3 things to start a business. Our top 3 tips and tricks to start a business. We're going through the process of starting a few of our own, and hopefully we can provide some insight, some information that gives you guys a better insight into, first of all, what we're about and what we do, and potentially some inspiration for whatever you're trying to do as well.
Yeah, key. I want to ask you a question straight off the back of that.
Okay.
Why do you think it's important for some people to start a business? What do you think is important about that process for people to try and go through to try and make something of their own?
Bro, that is a great question. And I think it's something that people don't ask themselves enough. You know, what would it be like if they were to bring themselves...
Oh, bless you.
Bro, that's a great question. And yeah, I think it's something that people don't ask themselves enough, because we very easily fall into the trap of looking for a salary, looking for a career, as it were, as opposed to potentially being more suited to doing things on your own.
100%.
And a business doesn't mean you have to start an Apple or a Microsoft. It doesn't mean you have to employ 1,000 people. It doesn't mean you have to have an infrastructure that spans countries. Somebody can have a business and the only person who's in that business is themselves. They can be self-employed on their own business, and that could be something that suits their life so much more than the structure of working for a career, working for a job. And I genuinely think the benefit of starting your own business means you control the lens at which you see the working world. You control the lens at which you look at work. You know, if work isn't working out for you and it's your business, you can change it. Whereas potentially a lot of the time, a lot of stresses I find in people I interact with comes from them not being able to control external factors at work. Like the amount of time people be like, oh, my boss said this, or I said this, or I'm on this. And like, even I fall to it. I'm like, oh, these are things that are expected on me at work, but like, I'm not sure I have the resources or the responsibility to fix it. Whereas if I have my own business, I decide what my resources I have and what responsibilities I have, and I can change that. So it's autonomy, but it's also a creative freedom.
Yeah. And I'm just going to latch on to something you said there as well. You said about sometimes a business can only be for one person. And I think me being in construction, I realised that because a lot of my bosses that are self-employed, they employ themselves under a business.
Okay.
Now, for some people that don't understand like business mindset and the tax abbreviation is, when like a manager basically sets up a company, he employs himself underneath that company. That way he pays less tax because the company gets paid first and then the company pays him. So therefore the amount of tax that actually goes through to his account is a lot less. Because obviously the company can earn a certain amount before being taxed, he can earn a certain amount before being taxed. And obviously you can actually put money away as a company, I think as, what was it called? It's almost like it's just like a savings. Like, I think each company can save, I think, up to about 14k a year without actually doing anything with it and claiming any tax on it. So it's another reason why people set up a business by themselves and underneath themselves. So yeah. Well,
that's something that the government does, isn't it? To promote business, to try to support business. So yeah, it's an interesting factor in it, 100%. So bro, before we get into the nitty gritty and the 3 tips that we would provide and we think are most important to starting it, We've got our questions on the day. We've got our questions, and we're going to start with the first one.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
I am just going to take a sip of water.
Oh, that's no problem at all. I'll happily talk while you're getting that hydration. And guys, that's a tip for free. Hydrate yourself. That's a tip for free. Not even to do with starting business, just to being a good human being, taking care of yourself. Hydrate yourself.
With H2O.
H2O.
It's not always about the juice.
Yeah, whatever gets you hydrated. Yeah. Where do you go for calm? Where do you go when you need that moment of separation from the world? Even further, bro, where would you go in the world? So, you could tell me where you actually go for calm, for peace and quiet, for an escape. And then you could also tell me, where is it in the world you would go if you could? If you had infinite resources, where in the world would you go for that complete and utter silence and calm?
I think most of the viewers know what I probably will suggest. And it's still going to be on there. There's many parts of the world you can go to. One of them for me is Australia.
Yep.
We're actually talking about a different part of the world at the moment.
Yep.
We're not going to share too much about that, but I think that's going to be something we're actually going to look to do. So it's a great little journey we're going to be on with that as well.
Yeah, this is an Easter egg. If any people listening now know where we go, come back to this episode and comment. This is in 6 months, a year, 2 years. Come back to this episode and come be like, you're in here now.
Yeah, exactly. It really is going to be one of those.
Yeah.
So it'd definitely be good. But for me, catching that calm, it's probably been one just with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Going on a walk into a mountain or down out into the woods, getting with headphones in, listening to the lo-fi music and just being away from everyone. I think I'll be completely at one with myself and be able to find balance again.
I like that a lot, and I think a lot of people would share that sentiment of going into the wilderness, going into a place where you are on your own with nature and just feeling that space and that energy, and I completely agree with you. For me, I find it's so funny. We are sometimes polar opposites. We're so similar, but sometimes we're polar opposites, and it's hilarious. Because for me, I agree with that moment there, but I truly find peace and quiet if I am at the top of a very, very tall building overlooking the city in the middle of the night where there's nothing else there.
But I get that a lot.
There was a time when I was. It wasn't even a tall building. I was in Lewisham. And for some reason I was in Lewisham Shopping Centre, maybe going to the gym or something, and I was in the car park at Lewisham Shopping Centre on the top floor, overlooking the Lewisham, overlooking the space of Lewisham, and it was night time. And I was just walking around for a little bit. I can't even remember why, but I was just walking around and I just felt endless calm. I was looking down at the road and there were the buses going by and there were people. But I was 20 floors up and removed from it. And there was something really, really powerful and calm in being in that space. So that was really beautiful, and it helped me clear my head and get perspective of who I am and where I am. Now, if it was to be anywhere in the world to find that complete and utter calm, that's a great question, actually. And I think I would say, you know what, I might be stumped here. I don't think, if I've ever gone anywhere, I've always just I've always gone and done things. I don't know if I've ever gone away and been, you know what? For years during the summer, me and the family would go to Dorset. Would go down to the beach, right? Stay in a caravan on the beach. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful times. And sometimes what I would do is at night, in the evening, after dinner or whatever, go out and sit on the beach. Either put in some headphones or just listen to the ocean. And just lie there and just feel the energy of the sea and the ocean, feel the wind going over because it's always crazy windy, and just let my mind drain and empty. So I would say probably on the beach at Dorset if it was anywhere in the world.
And it's like, I think I completely get what you're talking about. You're being at the top of a car park, being in a high building, and you're seeing the buses go. It's that whole thing of like, you stopped. But the world keeps moving. And it's seeing that transition, realizing that no matter what I do in life, the world will continue. If I stop, everything still keeps moving. And that's why one of our things is always to keep moving forward. Don't look backwards, because there's no need to stop. Stop to take a breath, but continue to fight on.
Keep pushing.
So that's great. Absolutely great place to get calm, bro. But I think it's time you give them one of your tips. We told them we just spoke about being relaxed before you start thinking about making the business, clearing the mind, actually seeing the vision that you want to make.
Yep.
So now let's get into it. What is one of your tips for starting up a company?
For starting up a company, starting up a business, starting an enterprise. Yes.
Starting that company's house movement.
Let's go. So for me, I think one of the most important things, and this is something I notice in a few people that I speak to, who are on a similar wavelength to me, is really working out why. Yeah. Working out what is your why. What is the reason why you wish to do this?
Very big.
Because at the end of the day, when things get tough, when you're not sure what's going on, when things don't go to plan, you're gonna have to come back to that why. Yeah. You're gonna have to come back to that purpose. What are you doing this for? Yeah. What is it within you, or what is it that this company, this business does that creates something for you? That creates something that you believe in. Yeah. Why are you doing it? And I think if you can really work out why you think this company and this business should exist, why you think you should be the one doing it, and why you think that it should be doing what it's doing, then you can get through most things. Yeah. It really helps you. You don't give up if you know why. Yeah. You have no reason to stop if you have a why. And I think it's incredibly important to know yourself so that you can then understand your why. Because the why drives everything from that point on.
100%. And the reason I can actually completely agree with you, and it goes on to my actual reason. That my reason is passion. Because the same reason the why and the passion go together, you need to know why you're doing it, but you need to have a passion for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, of course.
It's great to be I'm gonna start this company and you're like, it's gonna work anyway, but you need to have a passion about the thing you're gonna start. Otherwise, if you don't share that passion for it, it's like, I'm gonna do it then, I'm gonna do it then. Yeah. You start falling back off of it. And for me, what makes me remember that kind of situation is when I was working in the theatre industry, it was watching my boss and that group of people actually hire people. Because these is front of house people where they're face to face with the public. Yeah. Now, they have to sell theatre tickets.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't have a passion for theatre, how do you sell someone a theatre ticket? You have to either be a really good salesperson, or you need that passion. Yeah. And I used to watch some of these people sell, and I'd be like, wow, you actually know the shows. Like, over 40 shows in London, but you actually know a lot of these shows. You know the actors, you know what things go behind it. And it's because it's a passion for them. They have a love for the show, a love for theatre, so they know how to sell it to someone because it's all real. It's not fake. Like, it's completely come from within them. Yeah. And it's that whole thing when people go for the job roles, it's the same thing. The employers look for that passion. Why should we hire you at this company? Why do you want to be here? And you have to show a passion for that company, show that you know some of their research for it. And I think that same passion you have to show is when you're building your own business. Yeah, definitely. Because if it's your business, you must have a passion behind it because you want to create it. It's got to be something you want to do than just anything out there. So yeah, as you said.
Oh, bro, I completely agree. You know, I completely agree with that. On that passion side, like, just to jump on top of what you said, and I went to New York a couple of years ago. Yeah. And I went into Nike Town. Yeah. And there was this human being who was serving, and we just got talking, and they were so passionate. Yeah. And we said, why? Why are you like this? And they responded with, I love what I do, and I love who I am, and I love this company. And so that was the passion and the why rolled up into everything. Yeah. They had a real love and care for the company because they thought the company had a real love and care for them. And so they were passionate about the company. And so literally they could have sold me anything that day. They could have been like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool, for sure. And it was the same in New York again. Me and my mum were looking for a theatre show. We're like, we can't leave New York without going to see a show on Broadway, right? And so this person, we were in the queue for those, you know the big red box in Times Square where you get tickets for?
TKTS.
Yeah. They're everywhere, taking over, it's crazy. Crazy. And there was somebody who was poaching people out of the line. They were like, you don't need to get tickets there. What if you get tickets from me? Oh no, that's not even true. They were like, oh, when you get to the box, get tickets for this show. So they were promoting a certain show. And we asked them because we wanted to go see something else, and they were like, I completely understand why you want to go see that. The hype is really good on it. But if I'm honest, I've seen it 2 times. I wasn't sold on it. This other one is something that guarantee you won't be sold out and will be great. It's undervalued performance and like people this. They spoke for about 5 minutes and they had endless energy and passion.
Yeah.
And you could tell they really loved theatre. They really loved talking about what they were talking about and they knew what they were talking about. And so they sold us. My mum was like, yep, we're going to go there. We're going to get those tickets. We went to the show. It was incredible. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was because, the only reason we went is because of this person. And I think that is true in all business. If you can genuinely find someone who is passionate and has a purpose, they can go anywhere with their business.
Of course.
There is a person who currently has over 1 million followers on TikTok talking about sponges.
Yeah, see?
And sponges, for some people, are one-dimensional. Sponges literally have one purpose, and that's it. But this person is passionate about them, and they have a purpose behind what they're doing. And so they find the real power in sponges.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they share that power, they share that passion. And through that, endless people follow them because they want to feel that same energy.
Exactly.
So I think finding that why and finding that passion combined, unbeatable combination. Unbeatable.
I'm gonna just jump on what you said about New York there. It's like, I had friends that went to New York, again from the theatre industry. Now they went for 3 days. Now this just shows you how passionate and how much love for theatre they had.
Yes, sir.
They went there for 3 days, they saw 6 shows.
6 shows! Jeez Louise! I don't even know how you got enough time for that.
Yeah, so literally it was a matinee, which is the afternoon performance, and then the evening performance every day while I was there.
Wow.
And I was just like, that's insane.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
a
what-
pricey trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember they said they saw Rocky because I was like, what? They did Rocky in theatre? They said, yeah, it was amazing. They said it was all in the ring goes over the stalls, like the ground floor.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I'll see that.
Yeah, I want to see that still. Should we need to make sure.
I don't know if it's still there. But
yeah, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll go talk to the
But
director.
yeah,
or
no.
something.
Anyway, I'm gonna put that in there. Theatre is a great thing to go to, people. There is everything. There's something out there for everyone.
Yep.
They've been closed for so long, waiting for them to be open again.
Yep.
And literally go and see something. I grew up in theatre, saw loads of things in the theatre. Saw Lion King 5 times. People can't believe it, but I did.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that actually. Yeah.
Fair
Multiple
dues.
lot. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, man. So that's. What was that? That's the first 2.
That's it from me and you for that one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just put some. We're talking obviously about starting up companies.
Yes, sir.
Little tips.
Yes, sir.
And we talked about calming the mind. Now, this is my little food twist on this one because I've got to bring my food twist in. So
5 minutes of food.
So obviously, we're talking about brain food.
Yes, sir.
You wanna intellect and like get inside your brain more and let it release your true inner self. So why not feed it the right things?
Feed it the right things.
My boy Jed, brother here, said about hydration. Hydration is very key.
Yes, sir.
Hydrate the body. They say the body's 80% water. We ain't drinking 80% water. We are not consuming 80% water. So try and keep hydrated. Also, broccoli, great. Fatty fish, and I'm gonna say fatty nuts as well.
Yes, sir.
They are great things.
Love a good almond.
Yeah, almond, Brazil nuts, absolutely amazing. I think dates is up there as well.
Oh, yeah, dates are fantastic.
Blueberries.
Ooh.
And to be fair, coffee can be, when it's consumed at the right amount. You don't need to 5 cups a day.
Moderation.
Yeah, it could just be literally that small shot in the morning, wake you up, get activated, and start going, start moving. So yeah, that's my quick food tip on it. We're gonna swing back into our tips and straight back to you, bro.
Oh, bro. So I think we left off in a great point there, talking about passion and why.
Yeah.
Passion and purpose, I think, is a better way to call it.
Purpose.
Passion and purpose, boy.
Peace.
Yes, sir. The next thing that I want to talk about, and it's something we've spoken about for a whole episode before, and I want to touch on it again because I think it definitely resonates, is a really, really important tip to getting successful and getting a business at least off the ground is to have a network. To have a network that fulfills the needs, right? You need, I think, to have a proper business going, you need a few characters within your network who can really get it happening.
Yeah.
So the first one comes to the network. You need somebody who is connected. You need a connector. You need somebody who, when you say, oh, I've got this idea to go for this, and they're like, I know someone. Or they're like, yep, we can get this. I've got an email for this person, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You need a connector, right? The next thing you need is a driver. You need someone who, when they hear an idea, they're like, cool, let's run with it.
Yeah.
And they run with it, you know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
stop for nothing. They don't find excuses. They're just like, yeah, let's go. Let's really, really, really go and make it happen. And then you need someone who's incredibly practical.
Yeah.
You need someone who can make things happen. And we're very blessed that we have the man himself, Future Keynes, who sometimes you see on this pod, Mr. Logical, who really genuinely makes incredible things happen just by understanding the processes a little bit. Do you know what I mean? He will sit down and look at something and be like, yep, if you just do this, 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 and this, it makes it work.
Yeah.
And I genuinely find those roles important. Really, really important. You definitely also need your fans. You need people who, if they hear about your idea and they hear about what you're planning to do and you tell them about it, you need that endless energy, right?
Yeah.
But I think, if you have a connector, you have a driver, you have a facilitator, within your network, you find a massive boost in what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think network is massive. Like Gary Vee says about it, network.
Yeah, of course.
The more people you know and you can network and get with, is power.
Oh, 100%.
That's how you can be the problem solver. Because someone can have a problem and goes, I got someone for that.
Yeah.
I got someone for that. I got someone for that. Oh, I can do that.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry, I can get that handled. And I think that happens when it comes to a lot of networking, because you basically, instead of being in one pie, that's how you get into 14 different pies. That's how your business branches out and gets into so many different more streams. So networking is absolutely big, I think.
100%.
I'm backing you on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, bro, don't get your head lost in the clouds.
Ooh.
And what I mean by that, people, is a lot of people that start a business can sidetrack away from what the actual business is. So say, for instance, you said you want to sell sneakers. Now, you might go from saying, oh, we can sell sneakers, and they go, oh, let's do t-shirts. The next thing you know, because you're so excited with the logos on your t-shirts, you've gone away from the actual business plan was to sell sneakers and now into selling t-shirts. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but you need to not get too carried away where you keep switching what you want to do. And it's the whole point of, like they say, like moving the goalposts. You've gone from trying to do one thing to do another, then to do another, then to do another. Like, have the business plan and see throughout the business plan. Don't give up so early. Like, I'm gonna put that in there as well and say, like, do not give up so early. Just because nothing didn't happen for the first 8 months, the first 18 months, does not mean it didn't work.
100%.
And I'm gonna use this for example. I actually watched a YouTube video on the way here today.
Ooh.
And
Hustling.
obviously, you know, I'm in the NFTs and into the cryptocurrencies and stuff. And this artist, she literally gave paintings away, artwork away for free for 14 years.
Really?
Right? She said she accepted donations, but all it started was she done an art display of clay models, and she said she couldn't be bothered to pack them away because they're going to get destroyed. So she gave them out at the end. And she said it went so well for her, when she started to do her drawings, she then gave it away at the end of all her next art displays. So she would draw like 20 drawings, people come and see, and she said, once you come and see, you can take a drawing home with you. And they did. Now, this is how she started to make money. This is how I said, you continue to do the process. She said she was basically getting donations and that was making her break even. One day, I think in 2013, she said someone gave her 1 Bitcoin for a painting.
Oh, wow.
And he told her, start taking Bitcoin as your payments. And that was 2013.
Ooh-wee.
And she said back then, I think it was worth, say, $50 or $100 or whatever. And obviously we know now it's worth almost $60,000. But what she said she did next was amazing. She made an NFT, which is a non-fungible token, of all the 2,000 paintings she did, I think, over the last 10 years or whatever. And that sold for, I think, $500,000.
Wow.
Now, she went from just breaking even for 14 years to being worth $500,000. And this is what I mean when you need to believe in your process, believe in your product or your business or what you're trying to do, and see it through.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an easy road. I always tell people, if it was an easy road, everyone would do it. when it comes to being successful, if it was very easy and it was so straightforward, everyone would have a successful business.
Yeah.
That's why you need to take time, sit down, think about what you want to do, not get lost in the clouds, and not give up.
Exactly.
And that's probably my next 1 and 2, bro.
You're just stacking them up.
Really,
Just stacking them up.
Like, so I'm gonna leave you with the last one to just throw it at.
Hey, bro, we got one final question before we get to that.
Throw the question.
We got one
bro.
final question,
question,
bro. So, you know what? This one's to be a little bit more topical and give people once again a little bit more of an insight into us and to what we get up to.
Are you trying to let them know me?
Always trying to get them to know you, bro. You're a fantastic person to know.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So I want to ask you, and because I'm genuinely interested as well, actually. What for you? You know, we're in January, February, March, April, May now, right? Halfway through May now. What is the best thing you have done this year?
Wow. Good question, bro. Very good question. I think this year one of the things I set myself up to where I have to succeed. Is that I told myself there's 4 quarters to the year. What's the big thing I want to achieve every quarter? And then once I have that written down, I go to myself, now what's the task I need to do to get to there? So I think one of them in the first quarter, one of my biggest targets was to clear one of my debts.
Okay.
I said I want to clear this within the next 3 months. So I did.
Hey, bang bang.
So got rid of that. Then
Great
obviously in my head is like, how do I do that? Okay, so I need to pay that much off every month, and that's how we'll get off. How much I leave me with? Okay, yeah, I can handle that. I can manage that. And then we did that. And obviously for me this time, it's getting rid of that CCJ. That I'm still in the process of doing, but it's looking good. So we're trying to do that and get rid of that. But the biggest thing for me this year, wow, bro. So far, it's what's sitting over there, so I can't really tell them yet.
Ooh. I just see it looking at us, which is crazy as well, which is crazy.
So we're not going to talk about that just yet, but I'll let you people know about 2 weeks' time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll let you know about 2 weeks' time.
Yes, sir.
When we release the first corporate side of it.
Oh, 100%.
So for me, bro, I think it's that taking off.
Yep.
Is great, and I think what we're doing now is the other biggest thing for me as well. Yeah,
I think I'm with you on that one. Both of those 2 things you've just spoken about, we are in the process of building 2 businesses. And to see them grow and build is a beautiful process. And it's through hard work, persistence, growth, and constant challenging of each other and what we can do, right? So I would completely agree. The thing that I'd add in there for me, on top, those 2 things are incredible, is moving where I live. So, you know, to go from living where I was at home to living with one of my closest people, you know, one of my brothers, to living in central London has just been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. It has enabled us to continue to do this. It has enabled us to build both of our businesses. It has enabled me to get back into my fitness and to rehab my knee. It has enabled a level of freedom and creativity that I have never experienced before. And I have grown. In these last 3 months, I have grown more than I did maybe the year before. So I definitely would say for me, it's those 2 things you spoke about: the podcast and the building of our other business, and moving here.
Well, they have been absolutely magical. And it's just so nice to be a part of it all and see it all actually just rolling ahead. And another thing I want to actually say to people is, again, we're talking about business here. Do not be scared when someone throws you a lifeline. If it really is like go time, take it, because what I've noticed, like what we actually had to do was, say 2 months ago, would we say? We got given saying it's go time. You can do this now, or you can wait another year and a half to get to it. Because really and truly, what we did in the last 2 months, it put us ahead of a year. In business.
100%.
Because we were so far behind, we didn't know what we was doing. It's trying to get around it, and now we're here. We're like, okay.
What's the next step?
Exactly.
Now we set this up, what's the next step?
It's like, what, 100 units first order?
What, at least? A little bit more if I'm honest.
No, I'm speaking too much. The vocals are not in.
The J vocals coming in. On top of that last thing, so your final tip of taking on that challenge, when somebody throws it at you, taking on that challenge is definitely it. And for me, I would say it is rely on yourself and your business partner, because I've believed in myself this whole process. I believed in myself because literally, like, who wants to listen to us talk is one of the questions I asked myself at the beginning. Who wants to listen to us talk on a podcast? Who trusts us to inspire people, to motivate people? Yeah. Who trusts us to create something for them? And at first, I needed to be like, well, I trust myself to do this. Yeah. But not only that, it's I trust Fabian to do these things as well. And I trust us to be able to make those things happen. And from that first point of us to coming together, that it's grown and it's grown and it's grown and it continues to grow. So my final point is believe in yourself, believe in your business partner, and continue to drive from that point of self-belief.
Yeah, put the work in.
Yeah,
just put the work in. And I think a lot of people just see it's us having fun, or we're getting on with it and we're just doing our thing, but there's a lot of work put behind the scenes. Yeah. It's like, we're doing this. No one don't see the edits. No one don't see the extra work we do with the other project. Yep. They don't see how much time we go to putting this all together, to meeting up. Yep. And I'm not just going to talk about us. I'm going to talk about, I told you about one of our fellow football colleagues that actually played. Yes. Now, I was speaking to my brother the other day and he was telling me, and check this out, when you believe in something, you set yourself up a task and you complete it. He said to me, he's working 20 hours a day. The 24 hours in a day, people. Yeah? He's telling me he does an 8-hour shift in the morning, 12-hour shift at night. And I was like, bro, that's a lot. And he goes, and I said, and the main question I asked him, I said, what are you doing it for? He said, to buy a house and for my business. And I said, that's all that matters to me. If you know what you want to do, and you're taking at least one day out of the week to catch up on you, to get away from everything and to be in your calm state of mind, to keep yourself sane, that's brilliant. And that's the kind of grind you're seeing some people go to dramatic extents to actually get to where they want to get to. And that's what it is. Do you want to put the work in? Do you really want to be different? Do you really want to get to another state of mind? Do you want to really be above the rest?
For real. And I think with that, that's the episode, bro. I think that's the perfect spot to finish on.
I think we are finished.
I think we did, and that's exactly it. Ask yourselves, how bad do you really want it? As E.T. says, how bad do you want it? Guys, it's been a blast. I've had a great time. I know Fabian's provided me with endless energy.
You know I love talking about making that money, baby.
We get this work.
Let's go.
Guys, I hope you have an incredible week. We'd love to hear your tips. We'd love to hear what you think. What do you think are the essential starting blocks of starting your own business, starting your enterprise, your company? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in any way you possibly can.
Share your views, people. Share your views.
Share your views. It's been fantastic, and we are out.
Peace.
Woo, woo, woo.